Today's adventure begins atop Mulholland Drive, looking over at the iconic sign, Hollywood. I have departed Orange County, California, where I've been the last couple days, and now I'm going to spend a couple days here in Hollywood. See the wisdom tree off to the far end there on the left, and right in the middle. Hooray for Hollywood. Short little return visit. I've been in Los Angeles area for a little while, went down to San Diego, now back up here. And in a couple days, gonna be heading out into the desert to Phoenix. But first, Hollywood. Welcome everyone. TheDailyWoo here. Do not want to take a tumble down this. As the recording of this, TGIF, it is Friday, June 23rd, 2023. A lot of 2s and 3s in there. I'm inviting you to join me as I head over to Universal Hilton. Dare I say, one of my favorite hotels to stay in ever, looking down into Universal Studios Hollywood. I believe the appropriate check-in time is 4 p.m., but it's not quite 1 yet. I'm going to see if I can get an early check-in if I arrive now. And I'm just going to do a little room tour, show the view, and then possibly go inside the park and just have a nice day. I'm inviting you to join me. Hooray for Hollywood. Shall you? And if you're going to head up the side of the hill, might as well stop off. I highly recommend the Universal City Overlook. Easily findable. Just punch in a GPS to get up. There's a few different routes, some of them through some neighborhoods, some of the more direct routes. Right now, there is a high fire alert. And make sure you follow the rules with parking, or there's a $500 fine. There is parking up here, but you just make sure you park in the appropriate spots. So this is a really good area because it looks down into Universal City. So Universal Studios Hollywood is in fact a city. It's a real city, has a real fire department, has their real government organizations. Universal City. Right down there. It's Universal Studios Hollywood. And just for a little bearing, or a little, to get your bearings I should say, the Hollywood sign that I was just looking at is right here. Wisdom tree here, Hollywood sign there. Well, actually Wisdom tree kind of right in that area as well. Hiked to that a couple weeks ago. And let me zoom in there on the theme park and the Universal City. Now the hotel that I stay at when I'm in this area, the last few times I've been up in this neck of the woods, is the Hilton right here. I'm using my sunglasses as like a pointer here on the side. I usually try to get a view. It's called a theme park view room that you can request. You pay a couple dollars extra, well, more than a couple dollars, but you can pay a little bit extra to stay on the theme park view room facing said theme park. Now right down there you can see the castle, Harry Potter. You see the parking garage over here, and off in the distance, which I'll show this from the room when I check in too as well. I stayed here a couple weeks ago for well, about a week or two ago I stayed in there. I didn't show a room tour because I checked in so late in the day, and you know, once you're staying in, I don't really like to show a room that's been utilized. But when I check in today, I'll give a little room tour of what the room looks like. But off in the distance, you can see sound stages of Warner Brothers. Not the Warner Brothers Ranch, which is going to be torn down very soon. Oh, I just saw the flare go up for Waterworld. That's pretty cool. And you got the rest of the valley over there. Looks like there's an airplane taking off, probably out of Burbank. And a lot of tours stop off here too. So you see all these tour buses that come up here. These ones you pay for a tour from the boulevard. They take you to celebrity homes. They also stop off up here as well. But you do not have to do a paid tour to come up here. Anyone can just drive up here and stop off at the Universal City Overlook. So this is very weather worn, but this presents some of the history. The entertainment capital. You can faintly see it though. 1912, Carl Laemmle bought a 230-acre chicken ranch and started Universal Studios. kind of tough to see it though. It's really smudged up. But it gives the timeline. First movie companies come to California in 1911. Universal Studios opens 3 years after Laemmle opened the Chicken Ranch in 1915. A lot of history right down there. It was a movie studio way before they had any inclination to become a theme park. That's what the difference between Universal Studios Hollywood and Universal Studios Florida is. This still is a working studio. Unlike Florida, which does occasional things, but a lot more history here when it comes to movies and TV shows. There's another little information placard up here, which is a little easier to see. Doesn't have as much kind of mess all over it. It's more readable. So March 15th of 1915, they celebrated its opening gala. For 25 cents, the public could sit up there on the side of this berm. Looks like that's Mount Lee in the distance. The Hollywood sign is up top up there. Well, kind of this little valley here. And they could watch movies and productions for a quarter. This is early 1916 here. And then early 1960s. Ooh, is that the Hilton right there? Could that be? I think that is. I think that's the hotel. Yeah. But look, there is no theme park. It's just the lower lot and bottom lot for the set, the movie sets and the sound stages, etc. That is incredible. Just to see a visual photo. Then, so that's then. You see just big piles of dirt there. And what it looks like now, currently in 2023, summer of 23. There's another overlook. It's over on the back side of the studio I'll drive to as well. So it's over there. So I'm gonna go from here right over to there. A lot of tour vans driving up here, dropping people off. And this overlook was constructed and funded by the Santa Susana Mountain Conservancy, the state of California. Look at this view of the valley. That's an incredible view up here. Those homes in the Hollywood Hills. Another Hollywood, LA tour. They're just non-stop. Ooh, that's called a Cookie and Kicks tour. It's a Cookie and Kicks. And now to this almost said overlook, the other area. So if you keep walking up here, you can get a pretty good view down into the wreckage down below. And also Falls Lake and the blue screen down there. There's using Truman Show and Sully and a bunch of other films. And where Norman Bates and his mother live, or lived, I should say, is, using the sunglasses again, is right there. Psycho House. The Great Outdoors home. Filmed in 2 spots where they recreated it. Also uses some other productions, but that's the Great Outdoors cabin down there. Used to be a set from Jurassic Park 2 down there. Let me zoom in, you can see they have routed the tram, the backlot tram, to go past Fast and the Furious and then wrap around and go back into Fast and Furious, which is that big green building. Driver, move that vehicle. Looks like there was one of the blue VIP tours going through the wreckage there, down below. Be interesting to live in this neighborhood and be able to see filming taking place. Imagine like seeing the Truman Show being filmed down there, when Jim Carrey walked across that blue screen. Wonder if Mother is home. He wouldn't even hurt a fly. It's the top of the house. And then down that way is Town Square, Courthouse Square from Back to the Future, Gremlins, things like that. Can't really tell it is from this angle, but a pretty good view from up here. if you owned a home here, you'd have to look at this every day, all day. Which sounds like it'd be pretty amazing for a little while, and after a couple months you'd just be over it. Or maybe you wouldn't. You can faintly see through the fence there the Nope sets from Jordan Peele's Nope. The tram no longer drives through there, so I don't know if they're dismantling the sets or not. It was filmed out near Vasquez Rocks, and they moved all the buildings, the screen-used buildings, over here to Universal. But they're no longer really promoting it or driving the tram through there, so maybe there's something wrong with the buildings, or they're repurposing them. Tram's going into Fast and the Furious. Hopefully at HHN we get to go through the Nope sets again, like we did a couple years ago, or last year. Maybe 2 years ago. All my years are blurring together. And once I finally get over there, you can see the Hilton from here on the far left, next to the Comcast there in the middle. This is the one on the far left there. And where I was standing earlier, the intro, well, not the intro, but when I was looking down from the other side of the freeway, was right up there. It's kind of interesting, over the last couple years, when I would come up here, they always had a big tarp over this fence that you couldn't see down there. Evidently there must have been like a hush-hush production that they didn't want anybody up here in this neighborhood seeing, or maybe the neighbors complained that they didn't get the view that they wanted, so they have removed there was like some tarps across here. Very interesting. So now you can see back down in here again. Another tram there going by. Psycho House. That is so cool. You got the Bates Motel right down there. Wonder if Norman's home. Even got a little HHN construction happening right over there. And then of course Harry Potter, Wizarding World right over there. Soundstage 30, has the voice in it. Soundstage 34 with the open door there. You get some of the courthouse square over there, the city scenes from different films, Dirty Harry. Such a cool view. The thing I love about LA, you got all these hills, you get all these different angles of different things that you can't really get from ground level. You just got little peek-ins from all over. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can see Norman coming out to the car. I'm really zoomed in, so it's gonna get a little pixelated. But will Norman walk to the trunk? Where you at, Norman? Oh, there he is. He's putting the body. And probably gonna walk towards the tram right about now. There he is. He's gonna approach the tram like clockwork. Hear some screams. Look at that, there he is. Looming down there, barely behind that tree. Awesome. Norman Bates. Obstructed by a tree limb. Now heading up the hill, see if I can get a check-in now. It's about 2 o'clock. See if the room's ready. Up the hill. Everything's hilly here in Hollywood Hills. Nice little sun glare there off the building. Somewhere up in that area is where that first Overlook was. Somewhere kind of up there. Now in the parking structure. Now when you stay here, the parking is not included in the price of your stay. In fact, it is $30, maybe between $30 and $40. I think it's $40 per day, which is a little pricey. However, it does include in and out privileges, and you could just walk from here. You don't have to go through City Walk. You just walk from here over a bridge and right into the theme park. It's pretty nice. And there's also kind of an added bonus, which I've showed this a couple times before. But on the level, I always park on P2. I don't know why, but it's just, I kind of have muscle memory here. I've stayed here enough that I pull down, go down to P2, park in the general vicinity of this staircase, which is from Back to the Future 2. And I'll kind of just show it real quick. There's never anyone in here. So if you ever park on P2, walk over to this right here, open the door, and if you are a Back to the Future 2 aficionado, this needs no introduction. Biffs. All right, see if I can check into my room, give it a little room tour. I love this hotel. There are a couple different elevators you need to get to the rooms. This one goes to the lobby. You don't have to take the elevator. You can take the stairs here, but they do have elevators to the first floor. All right, I got my key. It's time to get more. It's kind of interesting. They have this little area out here that's like outside in the elements. So it's technically outside. So you can even see the main tower there reflecting across the side. But there's a little walkway here with these pebbles and rocks. And then the front lobby there, but it's like an enclosed area. It's not a smoking area. That is not allowed, but it is a little section outside that you can get a view of what things are like. And pretty nice. They gave me 2 complimentary waters. I mean, you're probably paying for them in some roundabout way by the amount of money it costs to stay here. However, they were like, hey, you want a cup of water? So I'm gonna go back to my car, there's a pineapple there in the fountain and on the top of the fountain. So I'm gonna take these waters, go get both my bags, and then, oh, check this out. Little reflection of the fountain and an old sticker of a movie camera. All right, going back down to get my bags. There's also another little patio. I'm gonna get back to my car at some point, but there's also another little patio out here. Again, not a smoking area, but out in the elements, with the exception of these little sun visors that they pull across. It feels really good. The weather in Southern California, I must say, is really nice. Florida, it's in the 90s. I'm gonna get back to Florida at some point in the near future, but I am really not in a rush to get back out there with the heat index in the 90s. Look at this, it's not a place you can, it's not a cigarette ashtray, but it's like a little heat area, a little heater over there. Yeah. Just such a cool vibe here, and it's so close to Universal Hollywood. I mean, it's just right across the way, right across the bridge. Got the waters compact there on the side of my backpack. Got my luggage, I travel light. I was here so long earlier in the month, stayed 14 days here, that I remember my room number from before. Like it's etched in my head. And I am now gonna be 2 floors up from the floor I was on last time. I was pretty high up last time. Now I'm gonna be 2 complete floors higher. I had a good view last time. This is gonna even be more impressive. Most impressive. Just a random room too. You get the theme park view room, but you don't know what level you're gonna be on or what exact room it's gonna be. All right, got the privacy please on. Start the room tour here. Now, first impression, this is a great room, don't get me wrong. But I think I like the view of the last room I had just a little bit better than this. Still quite an impressive view. I'll show you momentarily. But I love the theming through here. So you got the Rodeo Drive, North Rodeo and Rodeo. And then here is the accommodations and the facilities. You got the different soaps. They use Crabtree here. Pretty good different soaps and lotions, things like that. And there's a tub. Okay, this is different than the last room. The last room I had did not have a tub. It had a glass shower. So this is a little bit different. I believe this is called the executive room. Now, it was the room I chose. Maybe there's a theme park view room, or maybe there's a different room, but this is the known, and I was charged for the executive room, which is pretty fancy. Except the last couple times I stayed here did not have a tub, so I have a tub this time. I'm kind of tall and big for a tub, but I could so choose if I want to take a shower or utilize the tub. I'm only here for a couple days. There's also a phone by the commode here, in case there's an emergency or you need to call someone, or housekeeping or room service on the commode. And then you have the coffee maker here, the Cuisinart. And then inside here, you got the safe. And then you got the little jacket here. And an extra pillow and blanket. And a really good size king bed over here. I've already plugged my phone in. Right there. I put my bag up on this. Television. You got the chest of drawers as well. Comfortable bed. Looks exactly like the ones in the other rooms as well. Here's the Venice Beach Pier, Huntington Beach Pier. It's definitely not the Santa Monica Pier. The art decorating the walls. They also have room service, which I partake of last time I was here. Sometimes in the late evening hours, you don't want to go anywhere, you could just order room service with a surcharge. It's a extra surcharge as well. So I got the waters that they gave me here on the desk. Here's the Santa Monica Pier. This also pulls out into an extra bed, so you could have more than a couple people staying in a room if you so choose, because that pulls out into a bed as well. See, that's the extra pull-out couch there. Nice desk area here. You got the chargers all over the place. You got a spot there to turn the lamps off and on. Then you got charging ports, not only at the desk, but also on both lamps beside the bed. In the restroom, also some charging ports as well. And the view that I currently have faces the interstate, the freeway down there, which traffic is, as always, a little bit of flowing traffic. Right now, not too bad. It is a Friday as a recording of this, and I would imagine that is going to get a lot more hectic as the late afternoon and evening progresses. There's the Overlook I was standing at earlier. So, interesting fun fact too is some of the old trams that you'd see back in those old promotional, the movies and TV shows from back in the day, or the old trams are still down there from the backlot. Right down there. See if I can zoom in on them. They are right below my room. It's kind of tough to really tell the age on them, but it's just the very unique style, like the rectangle style. I mean, the current ones are rectangularly awesome, but these definitely have that like 60s, 70s vibe to them, with the colors and the kind of awning style around the edges. Also, downtown LA, off in the distance, the skyline of Los Angeles. Right over there. So I'm on the corner of the building, so really can't see into Super Nintendo World, which is around the corner like I could last time I was here. However, what is important is the fact that you can see Waterworld, because I love when the sun goes down, they do these late night summer hour Waterworld after dark. I can see it from the room. I can always see the plane, the seaplane getting launched, and the kind of grand finale with all the pyro and everything. There's a pretty good view of City Walk, Wisdom Tree up there in the distance, and the Hollywood sign on the other side of Mount Lee there. Right in the exact center of the screen, that big bushy shrub is the Wisdom Tree. Very top of the hill. And that tower, if we were just on the other side, you'd see the Hollywood sign, but that's the tower from the Hollywood sign. And the Universal Globe down there as well. See the globe right there. The archway, they've rolled the red carpet out for all the guests. And the castle. I think I'm going to pop in the park, maybe even do some city walk. And I don't think I'm going to take my camera in. I filmed a lot of videos in the park and will continue to. But I think I might have a late afternoon into early evening without my camera, and then grab the camera after the shroud of nightfall and show what it looks like in the room at night. I think I might do that. I think I'm going to head in the park without a camera. I mean, obviously I'll take my phone in with me, so if, anything I want to grab little snippets of, I could just get little little clips on my phone. So those might be wedged in here. It's like there's something going down here where Saddle Ranch used to be. There used to be an old Western bar right there. It was torn out, now they use it for events. There's the information stand right there. You got the flag, got the big information stand, like a beacon down the main area. They don't call it Main Street USA, but it does have a name when you're heading in. And you see the snow-capped mountains. Does it really snow in this area of Southern California? Not in Hollywood. It's very rare, and it's usually just flurries. They got the theming of the snow-capped Wizarding World area over there. Also, this always reminds me of like a Jaws fin, but really it's a surfboard fin. Another thing I love about staying in this spot, it's very centralized to anything I want to do in LA. Now, a lot of times I will stay down in Orange County, Buena Park. Rarely will I stay in Anaheim, even though I now have some DVC points for the new Disneyland Tower Hotel, which I will be staying at before the end of the year. But I kind of got in a routine when I stay in Orange County, I stay in Buena Park. That way I'm only a few miles from Knott's Berry Farm and also not too far from Disneyland without actually being like way down in Orange County. But when it comes to LA, in the last 6 months to a year or so, once I stayed here for the first time and started staying here on a semi-regular basis, I realized how close in proximity to everything I want to go to is. So I'm just right here in the valley. I mean, the Deep Valley is out that way, northbound to here. But Hollywood, I can see it, actual Hollywood proper is just right there. Hollywood Boulevard's a couple miles down the freeway in that direction. So I do like the close proximity to everything. And you got Burbank, Glendale, all the areas that are kind of over in there. So it's just kind of a good spot. I could go down, get my rental car, head out. I could have in and out privileges with the pricing on that. And I can just, you got access to the freeway, you got access to the side streets, Mulholland Drive going up the side of the hill over there. It's just a good area. It's a nice hotel, and it's just centralized to everything. So that's another reason I like staying here. And moments like this, when I just want to go in the park, I have a pass holder to Universal Studios Hollywood. I can just walk over. I don't have to mess with the parking structure over there. Don't have to mess with walking through City Walk. I just go across that little bridge, and I'm in there. I like it. All right, a little time has gone by. Back up at the room. Went down to studios, rode a few rides, rode the Flight of the Hippogriff, rode Secret Life of Pets, and also went to a movie. Went to the theater right on City Walk. Saw The Flash. I saw Michael Keaton put on the Batman suit. Danny Elfman score back again. I really enjoy, as a nostalgia overload, seeing Michael Keaton back as Batman, my favorite Batman. Never thought it would happen, but man, it was cool. Now I'm back up at the room. It was a good night. Did not take the camera into the park, but I am going to go back down and walk around a little bit and show a little bit of the hotel. You can see from here. It's kind of weird. You see the door behind me. It's making a light. It almost looks like a tower right here. See my fingers kind of blocking it? And the reflection of the window. If you turn this way, you can see the light in the bathroom door is on. I should probably shut it, because I usually turn all the lights on, or the lights off in the room at night so you don't get like a glare. Traffic is flowing pretty good. It was a nice day. It's good to be up here in Hollywood for another day or two for heading out of state. Yeah, we'll go walk around a little bit down there. The weather's nice out. Felt good not to, sometimes it's unusual not having a camera on me. I mean, I did have my phone, but just not holding the little Manfrotto tripod and the G7X. Kind of feels weird sometimes, but it felt nice. Going on some rides, hitting the theme park without even thinking about that. All right, I'm going to bypass this light on in the door and head back down, close out the day. Outside on this level now. The one place I have never stayed around here is next door at the Sheraton. Maybe one of these days I'll stay over there at the Sheraton. These nice plants, these hedges. No parking next to the hedges. Some koi fish down in here. Sometimes during the day there'll be turtles on these little rocks here. The turtles must be in the water now. Now the shuttle you're seeing going by, that is a shuttle that goes to and from Universal Studios Hollywood. You can walk it and go over the bridge, or you can take the shuttle. I've never taken the shuttle, but maybe one day I will. And you can see the really large Minion up there, all illuminated at night. Do not look into the Minion's eye. Do not look into the Minion's eye. It goes back and forth from the theme park to the hotel. The Hilton, even though it looks like part of the H up there, is starting to burn out just a little bit. That's going to do it for today. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over. It's okay, part of the H. You're a quarter of the way illuminated while the rest of the H is fully illuminated. It's all about the H.